What is up, everybody? Tanner back with another video. Today I'm going to be going over my survival kit for a weekend that I have coming up. This is my entire survival kit that I put together. I might be adding a survival fishing kit, but I'll probably make a video on that in the future. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so starting out, we have a Pathfinder Scout Pack, which was gifted to me by Dave Canterbury himself. This pack is tried and true. Every survival instructor has one of these pretty much at their survival school, at Pathfinder Survival School worldwide. It's a great pack. Obviously, it's been tried and true, and it's tested in the woods. So enough said about that. And then we've got the Schmog right here. This is just another, good piece for a layer or for a washcloth, or, there's 101 uses for that. So, or it is cotton, so you can make cotton charcloth with it if you wanted to. I probably won't use it for that because I'll just use punkwood for that. But moving in, I got one single leather glove just because it's a good object to have in case you're working on a tedious knife task or something. But I found that I usually only use one, so I just carry one from now on. And then one of my favorite pieces of gear altogether is the Pathfinder Scorpion knife, the full tang knife that was gifted me by my mentor Dave Canterbury. And this thing is very special to me. It'll probably come with me on every single survival trip I ever have in the future, if I would imagine. So hopefully I'll never lose that, because it would be a huge bummer to me. It was actually my first bushcraft knife that I was ever given to, or that I ever had, actually. So very, very special to me. It has a left-handed sheath in it from him. Oh, we also have a sail needle in the back of here. So that's one thing I want to mention, is I do have all 10 Cs in this kit, but not everything is obvious. So some of the stuff is kind of hidden like that. So I challenge you guys during this video to see if you can count all the 10 Cs in the video, to see if you can find every single item in the Dave Canterbury's 10 Cs that I have. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on. I have a collapsible shovel. This thing is pretty much on its last leg, but I'm a big believer in having a shovel. I think there's a lot of uses for shovels out there in the wilderness. What I'm going to try to use that for is probably to find bugs and some edible food sources that I can use for traps and all that. So we're going to use that, and it'll make life a lot easier, because I don't want to have to bushcraft a shovel out there or a dig stick. So anyways, that'll come in handy for sure. And then moving on over here, we have a Silky Gomboy carbon steel saw. So this blade slices through wood like it's no joke, but it also is carbon steel, so I can use a rock and get sparks off of it. So pretty cool little saw. And then a bomb-proof bushcraft leather sheath, which was gifted me by another buddy of mine, Nick Gatton, at the survival school. It's a very special thing as well. Then we've got the cup set for with Pathfinder survival cup set. I am actually using a brand new cup, so that's why it's not dirty yet. It's a little embarrassing, to be honest, but it'll look like that soon. So we'll get it dirty for sure. And then I do have a Grail. So the Grail, I love the Grail. It's not my absolute favorite system in the world, just because it doesn't last quite as long as like the Sawyer's water filters that I have. But it is definitely the easiest, in the sense of you just literally put water in here, you squeeze this down, and it's very simple and easy. And for an overnight or a weekend trip, there's really nothing else you could ask for when it comes to this. So definitely a nice item, and I use it all the time. Probably about time to replace the filter. If I'm not wrong, I think it's about 250 gallons per filter. So I'm kind of right there on the edge of that right now. But moving on, we've got a Pathfinder headlamp. Hopefully we'll go frog gigging at night and maybe put that to some use. You never know. But then we got a compass right here. So Suunto MC2 compass, one of the best civilian compasses in my opinion. It does everything I've ever needed it to. So it's a great compass. It's never steered me in the wrong direction, literally and figuratively. Anyways, you can't say enough good things about the Suunto MC2. Everybody at the Pathfinder school, that's kind of what they use for the most part. So it's a very popular compass for the navigation classes there as well. And then moving on, I've got this bag that was actually made by another friend of mine, Tac Survival. So they make these bags, and I'm actually going to put my fishing kit in here. So there's nothing there yet because I haven't put it together, but I'm going to build a little survival fishing kit and put it in this pouch right here. Maybe hook it to the outside of the pack or top lid. So that'll be kind of fun to put together. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to put in it yet, but it'll be fun. So, and then I've got another Baton 3 Olight, which is a very nice light that you can clip to your hat when you're hiking. This was also gifted to me from a friend of mine, Mike Johns. So as you can tell, there's a lot of great people in my life that surround me. So it's quite a blessing to say the least. So moving on, we've got a Pathfinder ferro rod, 6 inches by 1/2 inch. That is the bomb-proof ferro rod, and it's long enough to where you can actually start a fire with. It's not, you don't have to be up there and use a super small ferro rod to get a fire started. I do have this little leather pouch that I bought a couple weekends ago. Like, a kid handmade this and sold it to me for 20 bucks. So he was pretty excited about making it. And I think it's actually a pretty cool little design. The ferro rod goes in here, and then the striker goes in there. So pretty cool, unique, I do have 2 lighters. One has some duct tape around it. There's one of the C's right there, some cargo tape, as well as a pink lighter. This is personal. There's a reason why I carry a pink small lighter. Kind of a funny little personal joke that from Mike Johns and I, but he makes fun of me all the time for being a little girly sometimes, I guess. So he gave me a pink lighter, and now I carry it with me everywhere I go. So it's special to me, you know what I mean? And then we've got all-weather fire starters, the Pathfinder Mini Infernos. Those are pretty much bomb-proof, and when it comes to starting a fire, you can take those, throw it in the water, but all you have to do is break open the wax seal, which I can show you guys right here. You just break open the wax seal, which is that white showing, and then that'll catch a spark easily. So very easy fire starters. I think it lasts for about 7 minutes or so, I believe. And then I do carry a tourniquet. This will probably be in my pocket. So just something to mention, though, because the one thing I am always worried about is slicing myself with this. I have a nasty scar right here that was from a knife, so I don't want to do that again. So I am going to carry a tourniquet just in case I'm there by myself and cut myself pretty good. So this is a bush pot. So cooking food or whatever, boiling some water or boiling some bugs or whatever the heck I decide to do with it. This is that's what I got that for. Then in terms of the shelter, well, I'll keep walking down this way actually. So I do carry a knife, fork, and spoon. That's I'm not super into bushcrafting knife, forks, and spoons because it's so easy to have something like this and have it forever. So anyways, 2 pens, write in the rain, notebook. You got to have something to write with, as always. And then toothpaste and toothbrush, as well as 2 7-foot rope sections right there. And then number 36 bank line over there. So the bank line is going to be great for pretty much anything around camp if I'm building a shelter and using rope as an expendable resource, because that's something that you can kind of use once and then you're done with it. You don't have to keep it. Whereas that 7-foot paracord is anything that I can retrieve. So if I need to use the paracord for something that is retrievable, it's very easy to do. So a little bit of paracord, and then also the number 12 bank line, like I said. And then moving on to this is my sleeping bag / whoopee / poncho liner. It is it's a Helicontex whoopee, and it unzips to where you can wear it like a sweatshirt. So if it's cold in the evening, you can wear it like a sweatshirt, but it also zips up completely to where you can snuggle in it like rectangular sleeping bag. So it's a really nice product. That was also gifted to me by Dave Canterbury. All right, and then moving on over here, we have the in that bag is a tarp. It has a tarp. It has tent stakes for the tarp, and it has a guideline for the tarp, as well as each individual rope from the corner sections of the tarp. So pretty much any configuration I would need, I'd be able to set it up with that kit right there. So I'll probably use a tarp and sleeping with that, as well as my sleeping pad, which I do not have in here because I took it outside. But I'll be bringing a Thermarest Z-Lite sleeping pad, which is, I'm sure you all know what that is, but those things are bomb-proof. I'll just get one right here. I have another one. So I'll be bringing this sleeping pad. It's just bomb-proof. I can set this up directly on the ground. It doesn't really matter. I can throw it on the ground and not worry about it puncturing ever. So this thing, I've seen these last for 50 years plus. I actually have a sleeping pad that is from the 80s. So it's kind of cool to see these things last for so long. So I will never, ever probably ditch these for the blow-up pads, just because these are tried and true and tested. And quite honestly, they're pretty comfortable. So I don't really mind, and I haven't needed anything better than this yet. So I'm still using this. And then moving forward to the last bit of the shelter system. This is not a big Agnes tent. It's just in a stuff sack from that. But what this is actually, it is a emergency bivvy. This is kind of my backup shelter. It's just something that I can set up easily, quickly, and pretty much instantly. It doesn't really take any prep at all. You just throw it out, and it's a full functioning 4-season shelter. So I am a huge fan of bivvies. They're very small, so it's not something you're going to want to live in. But I also get very lazy sometimes with shelter building, because at the end of the day, I just want to use a shelter to sleep. So I don't, I don't like having to set things up and do all that. Sometimes I just want to be able to throw that out and just camp right there. And that keeps the bugs out, keeps the rain out, keeps the snow out. Doesn't matter what it is, it'll keep it out. It's a very, very good 4-season tent slash bivvy. So I definitely like that thing there. So anyways, guys, that is everything in my video. Like I said, I'm going to be adding a fishing kit here, which I'll make another video about later this week. But as always, if you guys have any suggestions or if there's anything else you guys think I'm missing, please let me know. As always, if you guys watched this video, please do like and subscribe, because I'm building this channel from zero, and I'm actually just reached 100 subscribers, which is a big deal to me. But if you guys could please like, subscribe, and comment, that would really, really help me out a lot. And we'll get into this in a future video, and hopefully you guys will see this kit out in the field and being used. So thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys later this week. Tanner out.